Well, CoastLife, maybe as we head into the holiday season, you've been thinking about changing up your diet a little bit. And if you've ever been curious about a plant-based diet, we've got the folks in the studio who can answer all of your plant-based diet questions. We've got Tara Sheldon with VegRehoboth and a very familiar face, our chief meteorologist, Paul Williams, but you might not know him as the prostate cancer guy, although you may, because this is a story that, you've shared with us before. But maybe let's even start there. How did you guys team up?
We teamed up. A friend of mine told me about his story and said, hey, maybe he would be a good speaker for Thanksgiving. I was like, I love the story. Yes, it's Thanksgiving. A lot of what we do with VegRehoboth is we try to help people prevent disease and, prevent a lot of the, illnesses that can often be derived from a plant-based diet. But here we've got a story of somebody who's really been able to reverse the effects of illnesses and diseases that he experienced. And so it's such an inspiration. And I reached out to him, honestly, within 30 minutes of getting this email. He was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. And I'm like, okay, well, that was easy.
When I initially arrived in 2019, I was already dealing with heart problems. Mm-hmm. And then later on, I found out that I had prostate cancer, which is where the prostate cancer guy thing comes from. Here's the thing. If you're being treated for prostate cancer and the recovery process is so harsh and hard, the last thing you need to do is eat junk, whether it's vegan or not,
Right.
But what happens is that, there are two sides to this thing. There's also a health side, but there's also a conscientious about the earth and about animal side
for sure
as well.
Absolutely. So your story is one of the things that you're going to be sharing at Thanksgiving and a lot of the events that you have coming up with VegRehoboth. So what are some of the events you guys have coming down the line and how can people get involved?
Yes, so to follow up on your point in connecting the environment and animals and just the ethics of it, we're doing a Veg Film Fest as part of our Veg Fall Fest. And we're showing humans and other animals. We're showing The Last Pig, which is about a farmer who decides he just can't do it anymore. And we're showing Love Over Money, which talks about the heir to the Baskin-Robbins deciding he just can't do it. And it's a really fascinating story because he writes a book and he actually ends up saving his father's life, who has heart disease. We're also doing dinner at Mariachi's, dinner at Bodie's, and then the films start Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then our Thanksgiving is on Sunday.
That's great. Awesome. So a lot of great stuff. I think one of the things that the hardest part, I think, for people to wrap their heads around about making the jump to a plant-based diet is it hard?
It's not hard. It's not hard. We can tell you.
If you really want to.
Right. And I'm not a cook. I'll just say that right now. But I still delivered an 8-pound, 11-ounce baby, so on a vegan diet. But it can be economical. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. It can be, easy. I mean, obviously, you can be a top chef, or you can just make nutritious meals. And a lot of our events help people do that. We have a lunch and learn once a month. So you can just come and talk with other people who are just starting or who are more experienced with it. Yeah. We have potlucks. It's really about building our community, connecting people in our community who want to explore or further their knowledge of living plant-based.
That's great. I mean, so we've got two enormous wealths of information here about switching up your diet, becoming a plant-based or vegan or vegetarian diet. If that's one of your goals, maybe for the new year, this is going to be a great event to check out. So one more time, how people can get tickets, get involved, and get all the information they need.
Absolutely. You can follow VegRehoboth on Meetup. You can also follow us on our website, VegRehoboth.org, and we're on Facebook and Instagram. I encourage folks to go to the Cinema Art Theater website to order tickets for the films. We are also collecting non-perishable food items for the Teach a Person to Fish Society. We did that at Veg Fest and we collected 150 pounds.
Nice.
So really want to help them feed
Good job, everybody.
feed our hungry neighbors. Nobody should be hungry. So Cinema Art Theater for the films, and then VegRehoboth.org to buy tickets for Thanksgiving.
Perfect.
And you'll be able to see this lovely guy share his inspiring story.
I've been called many things in my life. Lovely, that's a new one.
That's a new one?
I appreciate that.
It's a new day.
I'm feeling lovely as we speak. Once again, just to VegRehoboth. Be sure you go to that site.
Yes.
They have a lot of information that's available there. I'm glad to work with them as partners. I'm hopefully going to be working with them for our next prostate cancer walk.
Yep.
So our next prostate cancer walk, they're going to come through and start showing you how you can grill.
Yes.
So eating a plant-based diet isn't necessarily nasty or boring. It's actually quite beautiful.
Quite beautiful.
Very colorful. Very tasty.
Very tasty.
And then you can eat more of it and not feel guilty about it.
That is also true. All right. you've piqued my interest. So thank you guys so much for coming in and telling us about all the events that you got coming up, because there's a lot going on.
Yep,
so
a
again,
lot going on.
check out that website and get your tickets coming up on CoastLife. If you're doing a little bit of holiday shopping, we got a way you can jumpstart that and at a discount. That's coming up.